My guests on the Culture Crawl this morning are from the upcoming Old Creamery Theater production in Amana. The play is titled, and I do have to grab the cheat sheet so I get the names in the correct order, Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike.
Yep.
Say hi to Patrick and Tim, Patrick Dulaney and Tim Butterfield. Gentlemen, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure.
Glad to have you in, not only in studio, but also at the Old Creamery. Patrick, you told me that this is not your first trip to the Old Creamery.
No, this is my second trip there as an actor. I did the play Art a couple of seasons ago in the studio space, and Sean McCall was nice enough to invite me back, so here I am.
And where are you from? Where are you based?
I am based in Iowa City. Been here about 5-6 years, but I come and go because I frequently leave for work. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, all right. The itinerant vagabond life of the actor who goes wherever the roles are.
Living the cliche. You better believe it.
And Tim, this is your first time here.
Correct. It is. It's my first time here. I'm actually also from Phoenix, Arizona, where Patrick and I met about 15 years ago, way back when doing a show there. But I've been working out in New York for the last 8 years.
And it's your first trip to Iowa?
Not my first trip, but my first stay.
Okay, all right.
My first time working in Iowa, for sure.
Okay, all right. And how do you find it?
I love it. It is beautiful and serene, and there are a lot of friendly people.
Well, you're certainly coming at a very pretty time.
Yes.
No doubt about that.
Fall is very nice to see when there's not brown sludge on the ground to accompany it.
Right. So tell me about Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike.
It is a play by Christopher Durang, who is noted for his comedies. It won the Tony in 2013. The play is about two middle-aged siblings who have been the caretakers of their home and their family and now don't quite know what to do with their life when their third sibling, a famous movie star, comes home and tells them that she has decided to sell the house out from underneath them.
Oh, okay.
And hilarity ensues. As it often
and this is from what, and I'm a little familiar with Christopher Durang's work, but it verges on silly, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's a certain absurdity to it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's riffing on themes of a lot of classic literature. What's great is that he does that, but still keeps it very accessible to people who aren't familiar with the source material. So there's a lot of great family drama and comedy, as they always go hand in hand with families. A lot of great situational stuff, some sight gags, and all kinds of fun.
Mm-hmm. And I take it you play the brothers? Is that a guess? I'm just guessing.
Oh, this one, no. Only in real life. No, this one's not in it. He's directing the play.
Oh, you're directing.
I'm directing the show.
All right.
Yeah.
And Patrick is playing Vanya.
Yes.
Okay.
The elder statesman of the show.
Yes.
All right. So then talk to me about I've always thought that I think directing comedy is a greater challenge than directing drama because of the timing.
It certainly is.
And especially when you have a lot of physical comedy and, the slamming doors and people coming in and people coming out, getting that stuff right and being able to kind of see that as the director that this is how it's going to lay out. It's like arranging for an orchestra. How do you keep all the moving pieces together?
It's difficult, and part of the secret to that is casting. Fortunately, I have actors with very good comic timing.
And me.
And Patrick. But comedy is actually, in theater, it's considered to be the recognition of ourselves on stage. So it's actually seeing truth on stage is what people see as funny. So helping the actors find the true moments and then giving them situations that have comic potential and then kind of staying out of their way.
Mm-hmm.
And then helping Patrick, decide actually what is funny because he can't necessarily see it in the script all the time.
That's actually very true. I don't often see that. So, no. This has been it's been a joy to work on. It's a play I've liked for a long time, and the opportunity to get to do it was I jumped at the opportunity.
Talking with Patrick and Tim about Sonia and
Vanya
and Sonia and Masha and Spike.
It's okay. I've been with the play for a while. I'm just getting the name now.
Well, comedy is the rule of threes.
Yes,
and of course we have four names.
So he's that Spike guy. He's screwing everything up.
right off the bat. Mm-hmm. It's different than you might expect. So these are Eastern European names. Are these are Americans of Eastern European descent? They thought the names were funny.
They're
Yeah.
Americans whose parents were big fans of Anton Chekhov and were also college theater professors and active in the community theater.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually kind of one of the running gags in the show is that their life mirrors a lot of stuff from Chekhov and their character.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Vanya, a little bit of Seagull in it, and there's a character named Nina who shows up. You know,
But they're very self-aware about that, so there's great exposition. So if you haven't read Chekhov's plays, you can walk in and they'll take you through it and keep up with all the comedy to it.
Yeah. You don't have to have read Chekhov to laugh a lot.
Well, it sounds like a funny play, and as you said, a Tony winner just last year. And now that you mention it, I remember. I think I saw a little piece of it on the Tonys.
Originally
that year. Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver played the movie star role originally on Broadway, and David Hyde Pierce of Frasier fame played the Vanya role originally. Yeah.
So there couldn't have been any physical comedy involved there.
No. They just.
It's a shame they couldn't find better actors.
You do what you got to work with what you have, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you open next week on the 30th.
Yes. We open on Thursday.
And runs through the 16th, and this will be on the studio stage.
Yes,
the former middle school.
Yeah, just down the road from the main stage.
Right. So, and that is a very nice little space.
It is. I was pleasantly surprised going in there, just how intimate theaters can be tricky, but this one is very well laid out to where the audience has a great vantage point from every seat, and the actors are able to really be in the middle of the audience and giving them their energy.
It presents a great challenge because when the audience is a few feet away from you, it's more difficult to have false moments. You gotta fill every moment because they're right there. They'll know.
In a way, it's got to be a little bit more like acting for, say, television or something like that, where things have to be a little smaller. You have to think about the audience. In the case of a TV set, the camera being right up close to you. And tell me how that changes. Besides what you just said, tell me how that changes your performance.
I agree. It is a different animal. I think it also presents some really great opportunities, though, for some really subtle acting and some real subtle facial changes and recognitions of emotions and just quiet moments that, again, in a typical proscenium theater, you'd miss. But again, when they're right on top of you, you can afford to do that small sort of acting and have it be picked up and have it be recognized by the audience. I love it.
And Durang writes some great one-liners, and you're able to really just sell them in the honest moment and an actual true response to what someone else is doing without having to sort of frame a line or set it up or sell it to the 500 seat in the back row. It's a great chance to get into some of those great throwaway one-liners.
The scene takes place in the sitting room of this house, and it's about the size of the studio space is about the size of a large sitting room. So it's, come on, have a seat. Welcome to our house. We're gonna do a little play for you. So it's quite nice.
Yeah. It's the Old Creamery Theater. The play is Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. It opens next week on the 30th of October and runs through the 16th of November. oldcreamery.com if you would like ticket information, or you can, of course, give them a call at the regular ticket number. Gentlemen, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Good luck with the run. Sounds like a blast.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Come see it.